Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, the GMS that rule and teach well in the scriptures, salutation to Akim that are doing this work in truth and faith and all sincerity. Today's lesson is basically going to be about the chariots, and Esau is he's getting nervous now. Those in the faith understand that the UAPs or UFOs, those are the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Those are the angels, our brothers of Israel, of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And so this is basically a video on them explaining the UFOs, and I'll digress and let this play, and Lord willing come with a few scriptures and that you may be edified.
AJ from the Wi-Fi recently had a clip go viral online talking about whistleblowers and what makes a real whistleblower. And something's going on. I've seen videos. Most, I don't believe the whistleblowers. I don't believe anyone from the Air Force intelligence. I don't believe any of that. If you have a book out, I don't believe what you say. If you're cleared by the DRV, I definitely don't do it. I definitely don't. If you still have clearance and you're still a contractor and you're still working at DRV, I can't. If you're not a whistleblower, you're doing PR. So, with all due respect, I don't believe you guys. Matthew Brown, I think his last name is Brown, he's kind of a compelling whistleblower because he doesn't go over the top. He says, I found evidence of something going on in space, and that's really all he says. Now, these comments that AJ made aren't the first time he said this, and I have to be honest. I like AJ's take, and one of the very first, it was the very first Bible video I ever had was actually covering AJ from the White Files, saying something very similar about David Rush. Take a look. Here's something else. In 2006, a book came out that blew the whistle on everything. It's called The Black World of UFOs, Exempt from Disclosure. It talks about government cover.
Now I gotta pause it there. Esau loves to bring forth confusion, and one of which our confusion factors is that the chariots have little green men in them, which is a total and blatant fallacy that's perpetrated to undermine the strength and power of the heavenly realm, by which none of them have the capability in America or in the world to stop a force that passes through dimensions. A spirit that can take the shape and form of elements. There's no way Esau, Edom, or the other heathen nations can defeat such. So with that being said, I go to let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13. Verse 3, and it reads, And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth falleth when it fleeth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he graveth himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. And so this great mountain is what me and as well as the other Akim, the brethren, calls the father ship, which is a big, massive ship, big enough to blot out the sun. So this is a very serious matter. And Esau, Edom, are undermining the strength and authority of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Let's get back to what he's saying. If you hopefully lecture out there, please understand that there's no green men that are coming out of these chariots, these what the world calls aircraft or spaceships. If it was actually true what these people are talking about, what the Edomites and the rest of the other heathen are talking about, then Earth would have been invaded a long time ago. Not just on the watch. They would have made contact with the people of the earth a long time ago. The fact that there was no formal or official greeting from a civilization on another planet, physical planet, that would ring bells, so to speak. And so if you hopefully lecture out there and you know this is your first time understanding this is definitely false. And as I said before, this is Esau's job to bring forth confusion.
And it goes even further because when I was covering the Michael Herrera story, I actually reached out to AJ for a comment about Michael Herrera. And he gave me an on-record statement, which I included in my video. And he had this to say about Michael Herrera. And one person who I wanted to get their opinion on the story was AJ from the Wi-Fi. So I emailed him. This is what he said. I distrust anyone who spent any time in military intelligence. Once you're in, you're never out. Unless I see hard evidence.
Now let me pause that. In the military, you have a lot of soldiers that report And so they have recently allowed uh, military and personnel to report on the so-called UFOs. But this has been going on for quite some time. These are our brothers, as said in the scriptures, that are operating these ships.
Psyop. I want to be wrong. I was wrong about Jody, Elizondo, Rudolph, etc. I don't think I'm wrong about Rush. Herrera, I don't have enough info. But if he's intel, the story is Pentagon approved. Just like the Tic Tac video was approved. It's just an airplane. Now, some of you may have just had an aneurysm. Others may agree with it. Some of you may disagree with parts of it. But that's up for you to decide. AJ even left this comment on my YouTube channel. He said, I want to be wrong. You can't be a whistleblower when the Pentagon approves everything you say. To me, it sounds like Rush is doing PR, or as part of another DOD psyop. Again, I want to be wrong. I don't think I am, but I really want to be. So, basically everything that AJ has been saying about whistleblowers, and if they're approved by the DOD, they're not really whistleblowers, right? He's been saying that a long time, and a lot of people agree with him, and more people are starting to agree with him. I would say about a year and a half ago when I put that video out of him saying that about David Rush, initially people were like, what the, I don't know, AJ doesn't, it's crazy. And now a lot of people agree with exactly what he's saying. And just break that down. He's basically saying you're saying what you're allowed to say. How are you whistleblowing? So you're going to whistleblow about the government and then go to the government and say, hey, what can I say about my whistleblower? Well, what am I allowed to say? Right? That doesn't make any sense. Right? Did Edward Snowden go to the DOD to get approved? Right? A real whistleblower? I mean, what does a whistleblower mean then anymore? Right? Has it lost all of its value and meaning? And just anyone's a whistleblower that comes out with a story about the government and no evidence or proof, just story? Because all you ever hear is,
There's another account. This is, let's go to 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17, and it reads, And Elijah prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh, and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led him to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come unto Samaria, and Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said to Elisha, when he saw them, My father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, Thou shalt not smite them, wouldest thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. And so, basically, you have Elisha and Elijah, and I believe Elisha gained a double portion of the Spirit. And, the Lord is definitely working with Elisha as well as Elijah to for protection, and most of all the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
It's just not enough. It's just not enough. And look, what's also interesting is what AJ said at the very end of that Bible clip, because he talked about Matthew Brown being different. I agree. Matthew Brown is a little bit different. And what's interesting about Matthew Brown is he just opened this Substack, which I'm going to put a link to down below, and he's coming out saying more things. It's just very interesting what he's saying now, right? He's coming out, he's being honest, he's opening the Substack. I haven't seen any other whistleblowers do that. So Matthew Brown is kind of in a different boat, and that is kind of interesting. So I have to wait and see with Matthew Brown. Will he testify at the September 9th hearings? I don't know. Maybe. He's only done the one interview with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, but maybe there'll be more. All I'm saying is there's something to what AJ was saying, and I completely agree with him. And I'd love to hear the arguments down in the comments below. Why do you think they are, if you disagree, right? Why do you think they're a whistleblower if they got approved by the DOD? And if the answer is, well, they're just trying not to go to jail. I mean, I don't think a whistleblower really worries about that. That's the whole point. You might go to jail. It's like, you're not really whistleblowing. You want the red carpet rolled out for you. Again, without providing proof or evidence. It can't be trust all whistleblowers. Now, it can be listen to all whistleblowers. Of course, we should listen to anybody. That doesn't mean we trust them. They keep testing on it. I think we should listen. Step one, listen. Absolutely. Open-minded. Happy to hear this word. Step two, okay, now that I've heard your story, what evidence or proof do you have to back this up? If the answer is nothing, or it's classified, or this and that, and you say, okay, well, go to the back of the line.
To like it, damn commercials.
Next. I mean, what are we supposed to do? It can't be raw whistleblowers are friends. Some of those things are true, but you can't just fire them back. Because then you see manipulating us, right? The audience. Again, I feel all whistleblowers, whistleblowing, not approved by the DOD. And I get that there's concerns of retaliation and all these things. I get that. Those are real concerns, right? They going to jail, this and that, classic. Okay, but again, don't need to go to officer. That's an equal to two, in my opinion. And you may disagree, and that's okay. That's the conversation. You can disagree. I still respect your opinion. Hopefully, you respect mine. We can think about this however we want, personally, right? Because I have a feeling I'm going to get attacked in the comments for disagreeing with AJ here. I'm sorry. I just do. I prefer citizen disclosure over government disclosure. I'm leaning towards that more and more and more because, again, there's just this filter. If we're saying the government is lying to us and suppressing all this, then we're going to the government to see what we can say about it. I mean, again, tell me how that makes any sense. Imagine a cartel boss and someone that works for the cartel boss is going to testify against them, right? The prosecution is going to testify against them.
Salakia, I'm gonna close out here. Lord willing, you'll hopefully like the edified, giving our praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Bashem, Kakadash, and until next time, Shalom.